You're probably ignoring 95% of your market, not intentionally, but because most marketing strategies are built around the 5% who are actively buying. Here's the problem. That other 95%, their future pipeline. And if you're not building trust with them now, you won't be on their radar when they're ready to buy. At Cognism, this realization flipped our entire strategy. And in this lesson, I'll show you how we made that shift using the 95-5 rule and what it means for your pipeline, brand, and revenue. In traditional B2B marketing, success was measured by how many leads you captured, gated content, form fills, MQLs. But that model assumes everyone is ready to buy, and that just isn't true. We followed it for years, and while we hit our lead targets, very few of those leads ever turned into pipeline. At the same time, our inbound demo requests, people actually raising their hands, are converting at 20x the rate. The problem wasn't activity, it was intent. And when you focus all your effort on capturing that small 5%, you miss the much bigger opportunity to create demand for the 95 who aren't ready to buy yet, but will be soon. The first time I heard about the 95-5 rule was from Chris Walker at Refine Labs. He said only 5% of your market is actively in a buying cycle at any given time. Then LinkedIn backed it up with research showing exactly the same thing, and it was a complete mindset reset because only 5% of your total addressable market is ready to buy today. What are you doing for the 95% who aren't? That's where the real opportunity is. To earn attention, to build trust, to become the brand they think of when they are ready. And the content that works for the 5%, like product pages, demo CTAs, and comparison guides, isn't what builds trust with the rest. That's where create demand comes in. You're not just chasing short-term pipeline, you're building future pipeline through consistency, education, and value. At Cognism, we took that 95-5 insight and completely changed how we worked. We stopped gating our best content, we stopped counting every ebook download as a lead, and we stopped pretending that a form fill meant someone was ready to buy. Instead, we started thinking like a media company. We built a content engine with podcasts, video series, and newsletters that delivered actual value to our audience week after week. We weren't trying to capture people anymore. We focused on staying front of mind so that when they did enter the market, we were the top choice. We made it easy for people to engage with us on their terms, and when they were ready, they came to us. One of the biggest mindset shifts we made was accepting that most of the buyer journey is invisible. People weren't clicking track links or filling out forms. They were sharing links in Slack, watching videos on LinkedIn, forwarding a podcast episode to a teammate. We call this the dark funnel, and it's where most buying decisions start. We realized we couldn't track everything, and that frustrated me. But just because we can't see every touch point doesn't mean it isn't working. If your content is showing up in those private spaces, if people are consuming it on their own terms, you're influencing the buying decision long before sales ever hears from them. To prove the model, we tested it. In one region, we turned off our lead gen campaigns, and instead we put that budget behind ungated content and demand creation. And guess what? Demo requests didn't drop, they went up. Lead quality improved, sales noticed, and our content, people consumed it because it wasn't hidden behind a form. We split our funnel reporting to compare the two approaches side by side, and the data made the story really clear. Inbound demand, declared intent, was generating more pipeline faster and better deals. So what does this mean for you if you're still running a lead gen heavy strategy? It means you need to stop optimizing for form fills and start optimizing for attention. Your job as a marketer today isn't to chase short-term leads, it's to build long-term trust and the right audience before they're in market. Ask yourself, what can you give away for free that your audience actually wants? What would they choose to engage with weekly? Where do they already spend their time? And how can you show up there consistently? If you're not influencing the 95%, you're leaving pipeline on the table. To put this into practice, I want you to start thinking like a demand creator instead of a lead collector. Choose one of these to get started. Audit your top 5 content assets. Are they gated? Should they be? Map out your dark funnel. Where is your audience hanging out that they can't track? Or build a basic 95-5 content plan. What can you teach, give away, and publish weekly to earn attention with the 95%? In the next video, I'll show you how we got sales, finance, and leadership on board with this shift. Because changing the strategy is one thing, but changing the mindset across the business, that's where it really gets interesting.